Hey, good morning. Actually, it's afternoon. Welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox, and today I'm going to talk about the National Winter Bug Out Bag exercise. But first, I'm laying about today. I'm taking a 0 day. Overdid it a couple days ago. Stomach's been hurting, so I've just been kind of laying horizontal, doing a lot of reading today, which is good. But it drives me crazy. It really does, because this weather right here is perfect for working outside. No bugs, no snakes. It's cool enough that when you're doing physical activity, you don't get all sweaty and nasty. And there's just so much to do. I got 2 new sets of Fiskars loppers yesterday. And I just want to, get out and start cutting and trimming and beautifying. And a brother gave me one of those really long pole saws, about 10, 15 feet long, with the saw on the end that you can reach up the trees and prune them. I want to get doing that. I want to prune all the branches 10 feet from the ground and lower all the way around our place. But yeah, discretion, better part of valor. Hanging out today, laying down, being lazy, recovering. I've been getting some emails, and I just got one from one of y'all on the National Winter Bug Out Bag exercise. We did that for 13 years. A good friend of mine actually had the idea, and then we did 12 of the events here and one of the events up near High Prairie Acres. If you're interested in it, you can go to my vikingpreparedness.blogspot.com. I used to have a blog, and you can type in the upper left-hand corner as you're looking at it up here, Bob, B-O-B, and you can read about many of the 13 events that we did. Are we having one this year? I'm not hosting it, but here's the deal. I don't need to host it, right? The whole purpose of it, and we always advertised it this way, we would host it, people would come, but I always told people, go do it on your own. Get with some buddies and go. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of theory of how this thing works so that you can apply it yourself, hopefully. The whole purpose of the winter bug out bag exercise is to test you and your gear to see if it's adequate, because you don't know if the bob you have packed is actually going to work. We can read in the word, pray your flight come not in winter, nor on the Sabbath day. And so how do you know if it's going to work or not? You got to test it. Well, you don't want to die while you're testing it. You don't want to be miserable while you're testing it. And so we decided, let's get together with some friends. Let's find some places that we can all go hang out, for 3 or 4 days with our bug out bags. And then we would always tell people, no matter what you bring in your bob, bring extra stuff in your vehicle. Another sleeping bag, a tent, more food, more water, dry clothes, more long underwear, better gloves, blah, blah, blah. Everything you think you may need, but you probably won't need, bring that too in your car. And then that way, if what you're using doesn't work out, you can take the walk of shame and go back to your car and get more stuff or get different stuff. And so that was one. The other thing we would tell people is, hey, you don't have to come to ours. Go find a patch of national forest, state forest, park, anywhere you can camp, and go. And if, and don't tell me, I think anywhere in this country within 4 to 6 hour drive, you can find some place to go camp, right? Set up your gear and walk around with your backpack. So you could do it. People would drive to this thing 24 hours to get to it. So, and if you can't do that, or if you don't feel confident enough to do that on your own, then go out in your backyard. Go live in your backyard. Take your bob, go in your backyard and tell yourself, I'm not going back in there for nothing. Now what are you going to do? Right? It's a good drill. Where are you going to poop? I won't go for 4 days. Stuff to think about. Yeah, you may have to modify some things here and there, but don't cheat. Don't cheat yourself. We're not having it. I'm not hosting it, right? And here's why. I've done it for 13 years. Before that, I spent years living in all kinds of wilderness. I can live anywhere. And I'm just too busy, too tired, I've already learned it, you know, and taught it and whatever. And you can do it yourself. And so we're not doing it this year. I've just got too much else going on. So sorry. Or not. I mean, really, you should go do these things yourself. I did a video on YouTube recently where I once again said, you know, Ozarks, good place to go. And y'all would not believe the number of people who contacted me basically wanting me to find them a place to live. Well, what part of the Ozarks? What about this? Where do you live? I want to live close to you. Da 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 da. Self-reliance, right? Come on. So yeah, there's that bug out, bag camp out. I've also been getting some comments and thoughts and things on a comment I made a couple videos ago, and I don't remember how I phrased it, but the comments I've been getting from y'all. So I must have made it here. Words to the effect of, you know, Nephilim, UFOs. What do you think about all this release that they're doing? You know, all the articles, the Pentagon, the, what'd they say, 22 million program? How do I say this and not go to jail? I had a really interesting job at one time. How about that? I think I wrote in my book, does the government know things they're not telling you? Yeah, they do. I just don't know about doing that video. But I probably will. I've just got to think about how to do it. Because the one thing is, I don't want to alienate half of y'all. You know what I mean? I mean, the reality is I don't want to do that. But I also feel the need to, you know, kind of sound the shofar, alert people, warn people, open people's eyes, make y'all think. And you figured that out by now too, right? I'm not the guy who likes to give people things on silver platters. I like to spur thought so that y'all can think of your own, bring your own particulars into a potential problem and then work it out for yourself, because what works for me won't necessarily work for you and vice versa. But if we discuss our thoughts and our, you know, situations, if we're paying attention, we can all learn from each other, right? You know, you see how I do things. I'm pretty open. People come here and they tell me, oh, you're just like on your videos. Yeah, this looks just like your videos. Yeah, we don't have any hidden secrets here. That being said, I don't want the world coming here. You know, I don't know who's contacting me on YouTube. Hey, Pastor Joe, I love everything you do. I have to come visit you. No, you don't. I don't know you from Adam or Eve or whatever, you know. Just stuff I'm thinking about. Kind of church stuff too, actually, I've been thinking about, which I'm not getting into that. It's not what I do this channel for. But, you know, at what point does a good teacher step away and say, okay, I've taught you everything I know, go forth on your own and do? You know, there's that one phrase, when the student is ready, the master will appear, or the teacher will appear. It's the same thing, same word, master, teacher. What's the one about when the student's no longer the student and they don't know it? You know, it's like, when you can snatch the pebbles from my hand, it will be time for you to go. Yeah, that day's coming. That day is coming. All right, hey, y'all be careful out there. There's a lot going on. I'm going to be talking about Russia coming up here directly, probably the next couple days. Middle East, Asia, Africa, It's a very interesting world, is it not? Y'all keep prepping. Get ready. Get ready to go it on your own. On your own. With nobody holding your hand. Just you and those you surround yourself with, or those you join with now. All right. See you out there.